Hello and welcome to Part 2 of our retirement benefit training for employers. In Part 2, we'll discuss membership and enrollment. Specifically, we'll be looking at who is eligible for membership, details on the enrollment process for both employers and members, and how to make changes after initial enrollment. Let us start with membership eligibility. Membership in the South Carolina Retirement System, or SCRS, is open to employees of state agencies, public and charter school districts, public higher education institutions, and optional employers, such as subdivisions of government, that have elected to participate in the retirement systems. The State Optional Retirement Program, or State ORP, is a defined contribution plan. It is open to employees of state agencies, public and charter schools, and public higher education institutions. Current state law does not offer this option to optional employers. For most employees, whether permanent full-time or permanent part-time, participation is mandatory. That is, it is a required condition of employment, but there are some exceptions that would allow someone to opt out of membership. These exceptions are a school bus driver, an employee earning less than $100 per month, a non-permanent position or day laborer, certain hospital workers, see the South Carolina Code of Laws, Section 9-1-580, a part-time elected official earning less than $9,000 per year, and members elected to the General Assembly during or after November 2012. The Police Officers Retirement System, or PORS, is available only to certain employees who meet membership criteria. Among those are police officers, firefighters, and peace officers. Police officers are defined as those who protect public order, protect life and property, and detect crimes in the state. Firefighters are those who prevent and control property destruction by fire. Peace officers are those who are responsible for the custody or control of inmates at the South Carolina Department of Corrections, South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice, or the South Carolina Department of Mental Health. In addition to these, PORS membership is open to magistrates, coroners and deputy coroners in a full-time permanent position, and probate judges. Probate judges can elect to participate in SCRS instead. In addition to the previously mentioned requirements, to be eligible for PORS, an employee must earn at least $2,000 per year and work no fewer than 1,600 hours a year in their position. Probate judges and magistrates are exempt from these requirements. Membership in SCRS, PORS, or State ORP is not open to non-employees such as contractors, students employed by the school they are attending, or people compensated entirely by per diem reimbursement. Additionally, retirees of SCRS or PORS cannot participate as active members of SCRS, PORS, or State ORP. The retirement system's eligibility requirements, benefit calculations, and other plan details are governed by state statute. Membership classes are also set by state statute. Employees who are in service prior to July 1st, 2012 are Class 2 members. Employees who earn service on or after July 1st, 2012 are Class 3 members. The membership class affects retirement service eligibility, average final compensation calculation, and credit for unused leave at retirement. SCRS and PORS are correlated or complementary systems. This means that if a member has service credit in both systems, the credit can be combined for the purpose of determining retirement eligibility for benefits. The benefit itself, however, is calculated separately. For additional information, please refer to the Covered Employer Procedures Manual. Next, let's discuss enrollment. Eligible employees must enroll in the retirement plan within 30 days of their hire date. Based on eligibility, the employee may choose SCRS, state ORP, or non-membership. Employees default to SCRS if no election is made within 30 days. PORS membership is generally required for eligible positions. New hires cannot opt out of a retirement plan if they already have an SCRS account, whether active or inactive. This is also true of members with an active state ORP account. If an employee is eligible and decides to opt out, the choice is irrevocable for the period of employment, unless the employee is hired into a position that requires membership. If a member is active in state ORP and accepts secondary employment with the state ORP employer, the member must join state ORP and must also choose the same service provider. If state ORP is not offered, the member may then elect either SCRS or non-membership if eligible. Now let's go over the enrollment process. You should submit a new employee's retirement plan enrollment in EES unless your entity reports through the State Comptroller General's payroll system. In this case, you will enter the enrollment in SCIS. You will need a valid email address for the employee to start the process. Once you enter the employee's legal name, social security number, email address, and other relevant information, the new employee will receive an email from PEBA with instructions on how to select a retirement plan or opt out if eligible. If completing the enrollment on paper, complete Form 1100, Retirement Plan Enrollment, or Form 1104, Election of Non-Membership, if applicable. Please note that paper forms take longer to process. Employees who elect state ORP must also choose a service provider. Information about the service provider available to state ORP participants is on our website at peba.sc.gov/state-ORP. PEBA provides enrollment details to the selected provider. However, the employee must complete investment elections and beneficiary designations with the service provider. It is important that you notify PEBA when a retired member returns to covered employment. If you do not use SCIS, use the Employed Retirees Return to Work entry option in EES. You will receive an error message if the retiree has not met the mandatory 30-day break-in service requirement after retirement. As the employer, it is your responsibility to reimburse PEBA for any benefits erroneously paid to the retiree as a result of failing to notify PEBA of a retiree's reemployment. You should also remind the retiree upon being rehired that employee contributions will be withheld. Employers who report payroll through the Comptroller General's office enter new hire enrollment and return to work retiree hire dates in SCIS. SCIS reports these dates to PEBA. Please do not send enrollment or new hire documents to PEBA. We recommend, however, that you retain these documents for your files. At enrollment, an active member's beneficiary automatically defaults to the estate. Members should designate beneficiaries online through member access. These elections will take effect immediately and do not require a notary signature. A member can name multiple beneficiaries. If multiple beneficiaries are designated, benefits will be equally divided between each named beneficiary in case of the member's death. Members may also name beneficiaries on the applicable paper forms, either Form 1102 or 1103. Unless designating a trust as beneficiary, the employee should complete Form 1102. It is important the member understands that a trust must already exist to use Form 1103. Beneficiary designations made on paper require a notary signature and will take longer to process. If a member passes away, the member's primary beneficiaries for SCRS or PORS may receive a refund of the member's contribution plus interest or a lifetime monthly benefit payment if eligible. We will cover this in more detail in the death claims presentation of this training. Members can also name contingent beneficiaries for SCRS and PORS. Contingent beneficiaries receive death benefits if the employee and primary beneficiaries die at the same time, or the primary beneficiaries predecease the member and the member does not name new primary beneficiaries prior to death. All primary beneficiaries must be deceased at the time of the member's death for a contingent beneficiary to receive a benefit. Active SCRS, PORS, and state ORP participants should also designate an incidental death benefit beneficiary if the employer offers that coverage. It is important to encourage members to update their beneficiaries from a state once hired. You can review your employee's information to see who has their estate named as beneficiary in the Active Service Totals report under Data Downloads in EES. If the survivor or refund beneficiary is the member's estate, column I will indicate true. If the incidental death benefit beneficiary is estate, column J will indicate true. Use this report to follow up with employees about their beneficiary designation. Be sure and share the member access flyer located on the Navigating Your Benefits webpage. Now let's go over making changes after enrollment. As we all know, change is one of the few constants in life. Encourage members to view their beneficiary at any life change to make sure they're happy with the beneficiaries they've named. Such events include, but are not limited to, marriage, divorce, birth, or the death of an existing beneficiary. Updates are easy to make on member access. Paper forms can also be used, but they require a notary signature and extra processing time. Members can also update their address in member access. This can be done on Form 1239, Name Address Change Form, as well. For name changes, the member must provide a copy of a marriage license or divorce decree, copy of a filed court order, copy of a driver's license or state-issued ID card, copy of a Social Security card, or copy of a valid U.S. passport. State ORP participants should contact their service provider about making these changes as well. Open enrollment for state ORP members is January the 1st through March the 1st of each year. During that time, participants can change service providers. Any changes take effect on April 1st. Participants who are eligible may also irrevocably elect to enroll in SCRS. A participant is eligible to switch from state ORP to SCRS if at least 12 months but no more than 60 months have passed since their initial enrollment in state ORP. Changing service providers during open enrollment can be done on member access or on Form 1162, State ORP, Notice of Termination or Change. People will provide enrollment details to the new service provider. However, it is up to the member to complete investment elections and beneficiary designations with the new service provider. Eligible state ORP participants who elect SCRS membership during the state ORP open enrollment may do so through member access or by completing and submitting Form 1100, Retirement Plan Enrollment.